Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. Now, Live Nation, we're getting right down to it. Today will be the last day of the defense case, and then the charge conference, and tomorrow the closings. And it looks like Friday may be a decision. Why? Now, normally, as you may remember in some other criminal cases, could take days, but that has to be unanimous, and the standard of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. Here, it's just preponderance, and it doesn't have to be unanimous. And Friday, of course, is Friday, so this is what we're thinking. The collective we. Watch out, we're going to be covering it. There's a guy today testifying who's the manager of Drake, Future the Prince, Noor. That should be an interesting witness. So I'm hyped up for that one. Now, late last night, in fact, at 11:50 p.m., the U.S. Attorney's Office filed its sentencing memorandum on Mr. Guo, and it's 30 years. They want 30 years, and they say, as in their 84-page memo, they say that the conduct of the CCP is not at issue. Doesn't excuse what Guo did. You can find it. We wrote about it. Take a look at it. There's another trial, also civil. There's a criminal trial that's actually been this guy accused of retaliation from jail. He's tied up the jury for a number of days. Prosecutor's not looking happy, but you can find that on Inner City Press. DLA Piper, though, is getting some play in other publications, I guess because it's big law. Capital B, capital L. DLA Piper fired a seventh year associate who they'd hired for a lot of money, $330,000 a year, bonus. But when she said she was pregnant, they suddenly said you were doing a terrible job. We went and covered it yesterday, including on the issue of pro bono. They said that she had to do 2,000 hours a year, 100 hours of pro bono. I don't really know what DLA Piper is doing for pro bono, given that the Free UN Coalition for Access reached out to them last year in August. Elizabeth Dewey? Nothing. So, I don't know. We're going to keep following that one as well. Having turned the corner, let's go financial. Yesterday, there was a public open meeting of the FDIC board. Of course, there was no public participation, but we did cover it. And they pretended to have like staff memos on a couple of issues. Stable coins, of course they love it. They can't unilaterally allow yield, but if they could, they would. Anti-money laundering. I think the OCC is talking about this too. They want to loosen up. It's ironic for all this focus on quote terrorism that they want to loosen up anti-money laundering, but they do. In fact, Travis Hill of the FDIC has called them just mere foot faults of anti-money laundering. Now, it made me go back and look. Did they have any staff memo when they made the decision to violate the law and stop giving public notice of branch applications? And you know what? They didn't even have a staff memo. They just rubber stamped it in one of these online pseudo-transparency sessions. So, no. Don't cut the public out. Finally, speaking of that, the United Nations. Well, there's now only 4 candidates, and one of them is lying. Well, probably more than one. Today we focus on Rebecca Grynspan. We sent her and her supporters, the Costa Rica mission, others, a questionnaire about where she's getting her money from, and a report that we ran exclusively in the past from her own staff. And while she was at UNDP, she flew on a private jet into Afghanistan, when even the SRSG at the time was flying commercial, maybe business class, but not on a jet. While she was there, they hid waste from her, not that she would do anything, but just so she could keep her hands clean. Now she's talking about transparency. I don't know, if you're transparent, you answer basic questions put to you. It's an insider's game, and we say F. So we're going to continue down the road. We're not by saying that we're not endorsing any candidate, but the Grynspan selective answering and softball questions. Ask her about the corporate jet in Afghanistan. Just want to know. Anyway, we're going in. Live Nation, to be continued.